Boys, get out!
Get into TC Outdoors and get out. Get out there and catch a fish. TC Outdoors has everything you need. TC Outdoors, 246 Northside Drive East in Statesboro, or tc-outdoors.com. Your hunting and fishing headquarters.
And welcome to the Georgia Southern Post Game Wrap-Up Show. I'm your host, Josh Aubrey, being joined by sports editor and Georgia Southern beat writer for the Statesboro Herald, Mike Anthony. And Mike, once again, Georgia Southern comes out, hangs over 40 points, 48-13 victory over the Citadel. You look at that and you say, well, they're FBS now. Citadel FCS should be about that kind of score. The odds makers had this as a 22-point favorite for Georgia Southern, but they really impressed me this evening, going out and taking care of business.
Well, Georgia Southern probably not quite sure it would be a rollover. The Citadel, back in the SoCon days, the FCS games, the Citadel always a team that would give Georgia Southern all it wanted, whether it was at the top of the polls or not. But the Citadel not quite looking like that scrappy team of before. Georgia Southern able to just outman, overpower, outrun, pretty much any superlative you want. Georgia Southern able to do on the night. The Citadel just a step too slow most of the evening.
We had a feeling that Kevin Ellison maybe take a few snaps before he got a little bit of the rust off. It looked like the case, but once he got rolling, he did pretty well. Had a couple touchdowns, among other things.
And Kevin Ellison in his first game back after that 2-game suspension kind of eased him back into the flow of things. A little bit more passing than we saw last year, but then again, that's what Coach Fritz had harped on throughout the offseason, was that the Eagles were going to pass a little bit more. Kevin Ellison completing 10 passes for 80 yards, no touchdowns, but very efficient, doesn't turn the ball over, and then leans on Matt Breida with another huge night.
Yeah, it looks like early on the Citadel was really trying to stop the run, so Georgia Southern took what was given to them, made a lot of short passes, moved down the field, scored a touchdown with Kevin Ellison, and then, as you mentioned, in the second quarter, a couple of big Matt Breida touchdowns, including one of the longest in Paulson Stadium history.
A 25-yarder, an 87-yarder, I believe, up in the press box. They said that tied with Jarek McKinnon for the 4th longest run in stadium history, but then again, that just seems to be another day at the office for Matt Breida.
All right, well, let's get out and show you some of the highlights which took place before the second largest crowd in Paulson Stadium history. The Georgia Southern Eagles hitting the field before the second biggest crowd at Paulson Stadium history, facing off against former SoCon rival, the Citadel. The defense making the first big play as a pass deflected into the waiting arms of Ross Alexander, who fights his way down inside the 20. That drive stalls offensively, and Alex Hanks makes it 3-0 with the short field goal. Kevin Ellison back from a 2-game suspension, getting the start and going to the air a bit. 10 of 17 in the game through the air for 80 yards. This one on the far side to Ryan Longoria. A few plays later, it's Ellison on 3rd and goal from the 1. He's in for his first score of the 2015 season, 10-0 Eagles. The defense shutting down the Citadel's triple option attack. Ryan George the hit here. We go to the second quarter with Georgia Southern on top by a count of 10-0. Fabian Upshaw getting some PT as well behind center here. He hits B.J. Johnson, who shakes a tackle and gets a first down. Later, same drive, the give to Matt Breida. And he's into the open field for the 25-yard score as the Eagle lead is extended to 17-0. Breida far from over on the next series from the own 13. It's Breida again with smooth sailing, and no one's going to catch him. The 4th longest touchdown run in school history, 87 yards, and this one turning into a rout, 24-0. More from the Eagle D. Last week's big star, Antonio Glover, picking up where he left off, stringing out the option and making the hit, much to the delight of head coach Willie Fritz. And if Coach Fritz liked that, he'd love what came next. The pass up for grabs and picked off by the Eagles' Darius White, who gets it into Bulldog territory. From there, Ellison back in at quarterback, and he flings it out to Miles Campbell, who makes a nice move for the 21-yard reception. And then it's Ellison Plenty of time to throw, no one open, so he tucks it and picks up a first down. Couple nice moves there. He'd go over 2,000 yards rushing in his career in the game as well. Capping it off, it's Ellison from the 9 fighting his way in. And at the half, it was all Eagles. They took a 31-0 halftime lead. We moved to the second half. The Citadel finally able to break the schneid as Evan McField breaks loose, and he goes 60 yards for the touchdown, making the score 31-7, but the Eagle offense answers. Upshaw in after an Ellison injury, gives to Brita, who breaks off another nice run. He'd finished with 159 yards rushing on 13 carries, capping this drive off. They give to L.A. Ramsby from 7 yards away in for the score. It's 38-7 Eagles. Just before the end of the third, Alex Hanks back in for the 40-yard field goal. It's up and good. The lead extended to 41-7. Scoring not done yet as the direct snap to Wesley Fields for the 2-yard touchdown, and the Eagles win handedly by a final count of 48-13. And after the game, we had a chance to talk with head coach Willie Fritz and some of the players about the Eagles' 48-13 victory.
They were definitely ready for the run this week. You know, they're a triple option team too, so they go against the offense in their week during their practices. So they were prepared for the run. So we definitely had to open up throwing the ball tonight. I got to thank the offensive line, tight ends, wide receivers, and quarterback just for doing a great job blocking tonight and opening up the holes. You know, they came out to play us in the first quarter, and they definitely showed it. So we just had to, get our minds right and come out and play Eagle football.
You want to look back on those games and learn a lot of stuff. And what we did was we just stuck to our guns. We did what was we were accustomed to in our 8-man front stuff. And I mean, everybody played real discipline. Everybody fly to the ball, and we all made plays when we had to. I mean, it's all about running and tackling and making and beating blocks and doing that triple option. I mean, that's what we did today, and I felt like it was a really good game for defense. I feel like we've gotten exponentially better. The first game of the season didn't really go as well. It was all just growing pains, and I feel like, as time's gone on, especially as these games going on, we've been more disciplined. We got in better shape. We're flying to the ball, and then we're just hitting our stride now going to conference play, so it's a really good feeling.
We're very comfortable. As a quarterback group, we worked every day in practices on throwing the ball to make sure that we're accurate, and, Coach Roots, the quarterback coach, does a great job with us, just making sure that we're accurate and hitting the spot every time. It was a game plan. We just stuck to what we knew was best for us. Every team will try to stop the run. It just opens up the pass for us. So we were just being patient, letting the pass open up and come to us. I just feel like this team has matured a whole lot. Coach Fritz has done a great job of just making sure that we're maturing in the game, in the classroom, and I feel like we're doing that as a team.
I think Citadel's got a good football team, and they're a team that has an opportunity to probably be an FCS playoff team. I told Coach that afterwards. What really helped us is we got a lot of turnovers. I think we were +4 in turnover takeaway, and we had a couple of them that kind of bounced our way. But I was proud of our guys. It's a tough offense to prepare for in a short week. We didn't tackle great early, but we started tackling better towards the second quarter. Had some big tackles for loss, and had a big interception early with Ross Alexander, and then Darius White got an interception. I thought we didn't run the ball extremely well in the first quarter, but at the beginning of the second quarter we started running the ball well, and I think it kind of happened where our pass set up the run a little bit, and we've been talking long and hard about becoming a better passing attack, and I thought we took a step in that direction this evening. A little disappointed. We got in the fourth quarter, and we played a lot of guys. Right? I think everybody who was eligible to play got an opportunity to get in there and play tonight, or if not, pretty close to it. And we expect them to come in and play well. And some of the guys, use this opportunity. They're going to get more playing time, and some of the guys didn't play as well as what they needed to. But we'll take a win. That's a good football program, and we're happy to get out of there, relatively injury-free. You talk about two totally different attacks with Western Michigan and what the Citadel does. It's a hard team to prepare for. And first half, I thought we played. You look at it and they rushed for a bunch of yards, but most of those were in the second half. And I thought we did a pretty good job of defending them, and they're a well-coached team. They don't make very many mistakes in the kicking game, offense, defense, and I do think we took a step in the right direction.
Well, Mike, it looked good on both sides of the ball here this evening, much the same way it was in the Western Michigan game. Georgia Southern potent offensively and solid on defense as well.
Solid defensively, and that's what they really had to look for against the Citadel. We mentioned how the Citadel had given them trouble in the past. This offense giving them trouble in the past. Navy able to rack up some points last year. Georgia Tech able to rack up points for most of the first half last season, but the Citadel not able to do that, just not quick enough to the hole. Georgia Southern doing a good job of playing that assignment football that you hear teams lean on a lot to try to stop Georgia Southern, but they're able to hold up their end on the line all night. Safeties, linebackers hawking to the ball the entire night. Really only one big play for the Bulldogs.
Well, we hear the alma mater being played in the background. Unfortunately, it's going to be almost a month, 4 weeks before Georgia Southern returns here. They open up Sun Belt Conference play coming up this week on the road at Idaho.
Yeah, they're really going to rack up the frequent flyer miles. Not only do they go to Idaho, their first trip out there since I think the national championship way back when. Pocatello, Idaho. This one will be played in Moscow, Idaho, but going up there for a long trip to begin Sun Belt play. The next week they have to hit the road again, going to Louisiana Monroe. Their 2 longest trips of the year back to back. Maybe not the highest or best competition they'll see the rest of the way, but that kind of travel can really wear on you, really test the team early in the year.
All right, so it'll be a while before the Eagles are back, but we'll see you right here when they show back up at Paulson Stadium. But for now, for Mike Anthony, I'm Josh Aubrey. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again in a few weeks.